Chapter 9 A Tiger in the House. One day, the narrator's grandfather was walking down the forest path in the Terai jungle. His hunting party was at a distance when he found a little tiger cub hiding under a banyan tree. He brought him home. Grandfather was the only member of his hunting party to find any animal dead or alive. The narrator's grandmother named the tiger cub Timothy. In the beginning, he was brought up on bottled milk by their cook Mahmood. Timothy's diet was then changed to raw mutton and cod liver oil, which was too replaced by a diet of pigeons and rabbits. Timothy had two companions, Toto, the monkey, and a puppy. They played together. The monkey sometimes pulled Timothy's tail, but when he became angry, the monkey would climb up the curtain. Timothy was afraid of the puppy in the beginning and ran away if he came near him, but later on he let the puppy climb on his back and rest there. When the narrator came to live with his grandfather, he became Timothy's favorite. He started playing with him. Timothy would roll over his back, kick with delight, and pretend to bite his ankle. When narrator took him out for a walk, people kept a safe distance from them. When Timothy pulled hard, it was difficult for the narrator to control him. Timothy's favorite place in the house was the drawing room. He usually sat on the long sofa comfortably and rolled at anyone who tried to get him off the sofa. Timothy had clean habits. He scrubbed his face with paws like a cat. He slept in cook's quarter at night and felt happy when taken out in the morning. As Timothy grew up and was 6 months old, it became less friendly and rather dangerous. Grandmother declared that one day it would kill the cook, Mahmood. When narrator took Timothy out for a walk, it would go after a cat or a pet dog. He also started quietly hunting hen and chicken at night. Timothy was now put on chains more often, and when he also started following Mahmood with wrong intentions, grandfather decided to transfer Timothy to a zoo in Lucknow. Grandfather booked a first-class compartment for himself and Timothy and took him to zoo in Lucknow. There he gave him to the zoo, and the zoo authorities were delighted to receive a well-fed and civilized tiger. When the grandparents went to Lucknow after 6 months to meet some relatives, grandfather decided to meet Timothy. Grandfather, after arriving the zoo, went straight to the cage where Timothy had been kept. The tiger was there, sitting in a corner. He was a full-grown tiger now. Grandfather said hello to Timothy and put his hands around his head. He stroked his forehead, tickled his ears. The tiger licked grandfather's hands. Grandfather noticed that the leopard in the next cage was teasing and frightening Timothy. A number of people gathered to see the reunion of Timothy and grandfather. A keeper then came there and pushed away the crowd. He then asked grandfather what was he doing. Grandfather told the keeper that he was talking to his Timothy. The keeper was surprised to find the bad-tempered tiger behaving nicely and licking grandfather's hand. Grandfather told him that the leopard in the next cage was frightening the tiger. He suggested to put him in another cage. He went to speak about this with the superintendent, but could not find him. After roaming around, he returned to Timothy to say him goodbye as it was beginning to get dark and he had to leave. He stroked and slapped the tiger for about 5 minutes when another keeper observed him with alarm. Grandfather recognized him as he was there when Timothy first came to the zoo. Grandfather asked him to transfer Timothy to another cage as the leopard was frightening him. The keeper then informed him that the animal in the cage was not Timothy, but a different tiger. He told grandfather about Timothy's death due to pneumonia 2 months back and informed that the tiger in the cage was a wild and dangerous tiger which had been caught just a month ago. Grandfather was shocked after hearing this. He saw the tiger who was still licking his arm pleasantly. Grandfather somehow took his hand out of the cage. He then went near to the tiger's face and said, "Good night, Timothy," to him. He gave a disrespectful look to the keeper and walked out of the zoo quickly. So, this story showed us different shades of relations between animals and humans. We learned that animals respond to love and other human emotions just as the wild tiger was responding to grandfather's affection. On the other hand, keeping them as pets help us love and understand them better, as grandfather was able to shower love on a wild and a dangerous animal.